Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a live stream. It's been a while since I've been on one of these. I've missed you all. Hopefully, you've missed me as well. It's okay if you didn't. It's okay. But I do miss and have missed all of you. My name's Josh Welgus. You know me as Gilly. Things have been busy and crazy around here at CTG HQ, so I'm here to. I missed the rec stream last week. Was very disappointed. I was camping with my family. In case you were not aware, and you weren't, because I've never talked about this before, not a big fan of camping. Not a big fan of camping. This is something I did as a sacrifice because my family and my wife love camping. I put up with camping. That is the reality. It rained almost the whole time, as it tends to do when you schedule a camping trip. But I'm back. And I'm here today to answer all of your questions that I'm capable of answering, at least. And we're going to be showing some 20 Strong Awaken Realms stuff. We're going to be showing some Jump Masters stuff, and yeah, there's big things right around the corner as well. We've got a little campaign for Rec coming in just about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's 2 weeks and 5 days. However you want to slice it, I don't really care. But we have another campaign coming up, and it's cool that we're talking about Jump Masters today and kind of Neon Knight stuff because this upcoming Rec campaign, Rec and the Roth line, as we've talked about before, are moving to Neon Knight. We are kind of getting ready to take Neon Knight to the next level, starting with Rec and all that entails. There's been some personnel changing behind the scenes, not changing, but adding behind the scenes. We've hired Jennifer Graham-Mocht to lead the Neon Knight charge. We expect very, very big things from that imprint moving forward. You may know her from some of her work at Keymaster Games, working on Parks, which, obviously has been a huge, huge success for Keymaster, among other awesome Keymaster games. And she also has a podcast and is just kind of an industry luminary. So we're excited to have her on board, really leading the Neon Knight charge from here, starting with Rec in 2 weeks. But, as I already mentioned, we've got some stuff in the past that we are about to bring to the present, namely 20 Strong Awaken Realms Trilogy and Jump Masters. There will be updates coming out this afternoon to remind you that the pledge managers for both of those campaigns, again, that's Jump Masters and 20 Strong Nemesis Tainted Grail and Aetherfields, the pledge managers for both of those campaigns close on July 1st, and we will not be moving that date. We will not be adjusting that date in any way, shape, or form because, spoiler alert, we expect the initial US containers for both of those titles to be arriving here sometime next week, which is wild and super fast, and I don't even know if we've really talked about that, but I can't even remember if in the last update we mentioned that they were on the water, but they are not only on the water. I believe the ship with that stuff for the U.S. anyway, this initial container, has already landed stateside. It just hasn't made its way via rail to Minneapolis just yet. So we're going to be fulfilling these projects like in a hurry in the United States. Again, the trip to Europe takes a lot longer right now due to very exciting geopolitical issues that we don't need to get into. But the printing, obviously, on both of these products is complete. We need to close the pledge manager so that we can begin fulfillment post haste. So especially if you're in the U.S., buckle up because things are going to be coming very, very, very soon. And it's not going to be too much longer as it relates to the rest of the world. We just need to wait for these ships to make it to their destinations with their extended trips. So yeah, very exciting stuff. I'm super pumped that I think, again, this Awaken Realms trilogy of 20 Strong decks might be the first thing we end up really releasing and fulfilling exactly on time relative to what we stated on the campaign, and Jump Masters will be much the same. So again, we've been working really hard to try to release both of those titles at Gen Con, and as of right now, at least, we remain on track for that, which means fulfillment will either be finished or nearly finished prior to the first week of August in most regions. So that is super exciting. We're pumped to announce that. And again, updates will be coming later today on both of those campaigns. We're due for language translation updates on a number of other campaigns. And then again, just sneak peek of some of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes. We have mass production copy samples, or pre-production, I should say, pre-production samples of a bunch more Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel stuff. We have a bunch of boxes, we have a bunch of dice, we have a bunch of chips. Haven't seen cards yet. PVC cards are still in process, but things are moving along. Stuff is going to print. Things are on schedule. We hired some project managers, or a project manager, about a year ago. Time has no meaning ever since COVID, but we're making strides, man. We're getting things on track up in here. We're trying to break the assumption that whatever we project on a campaign is going to be late. We're trying to get things here on time. So I think we're succeeding largely. So that's just a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. Yes, we are working on the sequel to Too Many Bones 2 right now, literally right now. There's a meeting happening out there. You can't see where I'm pointing. You have no reference point for where I'm pointing. But Too Many Bones 2, it's not going to be called that, but we're working on it, and it is moving along. There's just a lot of fun, good stuff happening here.
Wait, we're already working on the sequel to Too Many Bones 2?
Yes, we're working on the sequel to Too Many Bones 2, Santoro.
Whoa.
No, we're not. Two. Yeah, two. It'll be Too Many Bones 2. That's the official title. All Gearlocks will be wearing ballet gear. It's a ballet game.
Pretty good.
As many people have asked for. There could probably be like a ballerina gear. No, people are going to think this is, I'm insinuating there's a ballerina gearlock. There's not. I promise you there's not. So,
quick aside before you get into it.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, just throw them in the chat with @ChipTheoryGames. It helps me sort them much easier. So just throw them in there and at the channel. I'm saying it out loud just in case you didn't see the text version of this statement. And if you like this sort of thing, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel and all that stuff. Also, check out the pledge managers are linked in this description. So if you're trying to figure out how to get to them, they're linked below. That's
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, if you enjoy ballerina talk, like and subscribe, please. That's 99% of the content on this channel is ballerina adjacent, orthogonally adjacent. Some good questions already coming. Camping or glamping? I'm not exactly sure where the line is drawn on camping or glamping, but we were in camper cabins. We were not in tents, so I think that means that we were glamping, technically speaking. And thank God we were in camper cabins, because again, the amount of rain and just like bad weather we got. Even my wife, who loves camping, said, by the way, I am married. I'm not wearing a wedding ring right now, in case you're all wondering, like, why is he wearing a wedding ring? I broke my finger last summer, and wearing my wedding ring, I need to get a silicone one, because wearing my wedding ring, like, makes my hand numb now, because my finger is slightly swollen because of it. Anyway, you're learning all sorts of things about me today. But even my wife, who loves camping, was like, if we were in a tent, we would have gone home. We just would have gone home. We would not have put up with this. And yeah, so we were in camper cabins up in northern Minnesota in Ely. For anybody who's familiar with Minnesota geography. You should think of camping as a sort of adventure. No. We did go on a couple hikes that were pretty cool. The main thing was just that, like, it rained. We were able to get out during the day, but every night when we were like, the best part of camping is the campfire, like, and roasting marshmallows and hot dogs and all that good stuff. And we were able to do one bonfire the entire trip. We were there for 5 days and 4 nights, one campfire the whole time, and it was in the rain. And that campfire was in the rain, and it was just because we were forcing the issue, because it was like we can't go home without having had a single s'more. So yeah. Anyway, is your Nintendo shirt a hint that you're going to make an Earthbound game? No, this Nintendo shirt is. Here's my mindset putting it on this morning was Star Fox comes out today, and Star Fox 64 is one of my favorite games of all time. I can quote every awful line from all of the dialogue in the game. I'm excited about the new Star Fox remake. The other thing that was going through my mind when I put the shirt on this morning was that I was not going to be on a stream today because I had completely forgotten that there was a stream today. And so normally I'm wearing like a Chip Theory polo or Chip Theory jacket or whatever, repping, the company I work for. And I forgot about that. So we'll probably blur this logo out in post because we are not authorized by Nintendo to be.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't want to pay the licensing fee or whatever.
Our team doesn't have a lot to do, so blurring a logo out.
Nintendo does kind of have a reputation for taking down like streamers who are doing things that like, showing content that's not technically within the realm of what they're okay with. Maybe we'll get a cease and desist from Nintendo for me wearing this shirt. I don't know.
You could hang it up in your office. We're gonna play that like Pokemon fusing game on stream, right?
Pokemon fusing game?
Have you not seen this? There's a game where you catch Pokemon and you can smush them together into a different thing.
Is this a licensed game or not?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. All right.
Yes, I was doubling down on us getting.
Okay,
pulled.
yeah, no. Pokemon fusing. This is the first to me. My kids would probably love it though. Yeah. So the question: will we get any of these before Gen Con? Again, 20 Strong and Jump Masters. If you're in the United States, I will almost guarantee you'll have them before Gen Con, barring a disaster or unforeseen circumstance. Worldwide, I think we will at least be like largely in motion, or containers will have landed before Gen Con. I can't speak to the fulfillment queues and schedules of our global partners, and please do not reach out to them and ask or bug them about it. That slows them down. Again, we've said this before. They will literally take people off of the fulfillment line to answer your emails, which slows down your product actually getting to you. But yeah, everything is like well in hand. Again, ships are on the water with the exception of Australia because that is a much shorter journey. So that will be the last container to go with all of this stuff. But yes, United States, we expect that most, if not all, orders for 20 Strong and for Jump Masters should be arriving to you either before or during Gen Con. Again, we feel comfortable enough with it that we're very confident we're going to be able to sell these products at Gen Con, which we're very excited about. So, can I forward you? Can you forward me that Too Many Bones meeting so I can join? I think I missed the invite. Yes, you did miss the invite. My uncle works at Nintendo and he says it's okay. Man, I was lamenting how those were the school bus conversations all the time back in the day. Like, my uncle works at Nintendo. He says you can jump over the flagpole in Super Mario Brothers. Are there plans to make the strict 12 days timer for quests more fluid and diverse based on player actions, or even getting rid of it entirely? This is speaking to Betrayal of the Second Era. So again, I think we've talked about this. I don't know if I've talked about it specifically as it relates to like the literal quest timer in Betrayal of the Second Era. We had lots and lots and lots and lots of conversations, though, in the early going when we were starting to work on Elder Scrolls around the best way to split the difference, thread the needle, whatever metaphor you want to use, on the idea of it being a tabletop experience and like offering open world exploration. Basically, like, what's the best way to capture all of the flavor of the most important parts of the Elder Scrolls that we value? And, everything from, like, having a static world that's driven by cards that you flip over, a la, like, something like Seventh Continent or Seventh Citadel, to a more, like, TTRPG type of experience that is just like literally exceptionally open and open to interpretation. We talked about all of those types of things, and ultimately we didn't feel like we could capture every single thing about what makes Elder Scrolls, the video games, special in one single tabletop experience. And for that reason, we decided to lean into the things that we felt were most important, the things that we enjoyed the most about the Elder Scrolls, and so on and so forth. And so now that doesn't mean it has to be your favorite parts of the Elder Scrolls. It doesn't mean that we've nailed it in every respect. I would never claim that we have, but we really, really leaned into character creation and character customization as the primary thing that we really, really wanted to do well in our Elder Scrolls game. Part of that is because we feel like we're really, really good at like tactical combat design. That's one of the strengths of our company and of our game design mindset. And creating characters that can do really, really cool stuff in battle felt like a match made in heaven. And, we'd already kind of done that with Too Many Bones to some extent. So this is a really long non-answer to your question, by the way. We may explore other options. There's been talk of like ways to try and do a sort of like end game mode and that kind of thing where you do get to like travel around a little bit more and do some more genuine open world exploration. But what I would say is that the things that Betrayal of the Second Era is good at are the things that Betrayal of the Second Era is good at. Are the things that it's going to stay good at. And oftentimes when we have tried to add like side systems or things that attempt to open up a game via expansion or whatever for like really, really different types of play, be that something like Splice and Dice, be that, I'm trying to think of other examples. I know there's at least one other example. Be that like Portal Seekers mode in Cloudspire. A lot of times they kind of end up falling flat because, again, we're trying to like access something, an idea or a concept that is like outside of the realm of what the game is like super good at. When you play a game as big and beastly and time-consuming as Betrayal of the Second Era, one of the things that we talked about a lot was it has to be like you have to have a known end point. You have to have a known start and end point. I know we have the save trays and all that kind of stuff, but you're meant to save between sessions, not really like mid-quest exactly. And the people that you're inviting to the table, I know a lot of you are solo players, but if you invite people over to play a game, you need to have like a relatively accurate expectation of how long it's going to take and when your guests can leave and so on and so forth. And so the timer, beyond the quest timer, beyond being a good way to like create tension in the game and make you feel like you need to make like critical decisions in a timely manner, it is also part of like just setting a normal expectation for how long a tabletop experience can last. It's different when you play a video game and you can just quick save anywhere and hop back in at any other point because you're the only person playing. Tabletop games just have a different level of expectation. So anyway, that's a really, really, really long answer. I wouldn't say we will never expand that out. I will not say that we won't maybe do an expansion that allows for some unique ways to interact with that in new ways. But even the the power arc of your character and the level building arc of your character is all built around that timer and around that relative expectation that you're going to finish the game within 12 days. And so getting away from that starts to mess with a whole bunch of other systems, and it's not super easy to just untangle that from all the other things that the game is doing. So anyway, sorry for the exceptionally long answer, but that is what I'm. Unless that's maybe that was a question about Too Many Bones too.
No, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's 12
Yeah,
specifically.
that's why. Sorry, I realized that question specifically wasn't labeled, but
I mean,
yeah, Too Many Bones has a similar timer. It adjusts all over the place depending on the tyrant that you're fighting.
I would say people can also just continue to play if they really want to. It's just that is the tension of the game is the timer.
Yep. You guys have recently mentioned that future expansions may feature more regional enemies. Will we see more variety on regional encounter and delve cards as well? I don't know that we've made any concrete decisions on that specifically. I think all of that is open to potential. There's one of the things that's tricky about doing regional enemy or quest or card or whatever expansions is that like we would probably want to do an expansion like that once all the regions we planned to release were released. because releasing, I think we've talked about this before, releasing expansions for expansions is not usually a great business decision, generally speaking. So if it's like, oh, we sell you Valenwood, and now we have Valenwood expansion, and then you have Somerset and Somerset expansion, et cetera, and so bottom line, we're looking at it, and the best way to like handle it and release that is still a little bit TBD and up in the air. But yeah, we're looking at all of that, from enemies to everything else. I don't know where we're going to land on that, and I don't know how much content we will end up doing in that regard. So if you can't play through the whole Star Fox 64 game as the little guy running around, what is the point? As the little guy running around, are you referring to like how you can get out of the?
Are they talking about the like Star Fox game where you like Dinosaur Planet?
Star Fox Adventures?
The one where you
for
play as
GameCube?
the lady?
That
Star
game is
Fox?
bad. That game is bad though. So
I like that game. I
not-
think it's pretty good. It's not a Star Fox game.
you should go back to it and play it again because you wouldn't like it.
Well, I think that's the case for most games that came out in that era, but I think it's better than people give it credit for.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think, was it multiplayer, or was it, I forget even like what you unlocked when you got all of the like high scores on all the levels. You got some extra, I think that was like in multiplayer you could run around and like shoot with a little rocket launcher or something. I don't know. It's been a while. My save got corrupted on my cartridge after I had unlocked everything, and I never really went back to re-unlock it. So anyway. What are the odds of having Betrayal of the Second Era content related to Elder Scrolls 6 in the future? I don't think I'm really privy to anything along those lines. I think the last thing that Bethesda said is they're hoping to release Elder Scrolls 6 by 2030, which, as you may be aware, if you are good at math, is 4 years from now. And so I don't know that, while we're working, I have no idea what the status of our like license will be 4 years from now, because we don't sign 4-year deals on any of our license stuff. Generally speaking, you're signing like 2 to 3 year deals. So odds are we may be done working on Betrayal of the Second Era as a line by the time Elder Scrolls 6 even comes out, to be totally honest with you. I know that there has been some content where we've like bumped up against, like we've tried to do certain things or that kind of thing, and for one reason or another, we've had that turned down, and sometimes between the lines we're like, this might be because of Elder Scrolls 6, I don't know. But we don't know anything about Elder Scrolls 6, to be perfectly honest with you. Like we don't get like special access, we don't get special newsletters, we don't get special conversations with Todd Howard. Everything that we can imply about any of that has to be done like sort of between the lines, because we're not important enough to like be in the know. The other thing that I would say though is that, again, our game is set in the ESO universe, Elder Scrolls Online universe. All of Elder Scrolls is in the same universe, but again, we are in the second era of Tamriel, operating in the same timeline as Elder Scrolls Online. That is where our game takes place. And Elder Scrolls 6 probably won't be in the second era. I don't know. Like, again, like they can kind of put it wherever they want, but again, reading between the lines, it feels like ESO is the thing that they have in the second era, and most of the other stuff that they're doing is in other eras, and not they let ESO be ESO in the second era. So yeah, I would say the odds are slim to none, because again, it's like Bethesda proper is working on the single player Elder Scrolls games. ZeniMax Online Studio is working on ESO. There is really not much overlap of any kind, of any like of note, and so therefore we don't really know, and oftentimes I don't even think that guys we're talking to often know exactly what's going on with Elder Scrolls 6. So unfortunately, if you came here for Elder Scrolls 6 Easter eggs, I got nothing for you really. you guys ever thought about making a bag building RPG like Isafari and Guard? I don't think so. I can't speak necessarily for the brains of the other developers here, and I don't really do much development work of any kind anymore. But I'm not planning on making one, and I have not heard one pitched. But who knows? Maybe. Chips work really well for bag building. Bag builders are just inherently more fun when you get to grab something that is like chunky out of the bag. Thinking of like the Quacks of Quedlinburg upgraded Quacks bits and that kind of thing. It's stupid because it's the exact same game, but it makes the game like 45. It's a scientific measurement. 45 times more fun. That's my scientific measurement on that. Same with like Orleans. You can get the upgraded tokens for that. Makes the game way more fun. I don't know why. It's dumb. It's the same game. Doesn't change anything mechanically. It's more fun. Clickety clackety. Speaking of Splice and Dice, when is that going to be back in stock? Still no news or announcement or information on that. Sorry. Again, we continue to talk about possibly like repackaging Splice and Dice without the Nobulus apprenticeship program side of the game to maybe save some money and make it more affordable and make it more profitable for us. But it costs us. That expansion is prohibitively expensive to print. I'll just say that, and again, it doesn't. It's because it's like end game content. It just it's for a more niche audience, and so yeah, we continue to talk about it. We are trying to figure out exactly how to get that content out there in a more meaningful way again. It may mean splitting the product into two separate things. It may mean just getting rid of the Build a Tyrant and Nap mode entirely and only doing the Bespoke Tyrants as a separate expansion. We're talking about a lot of things in that regard. What is Jump Masters? Come on, man. If you're brand new to Chip Theory, then maybe you don't know. But Jump Masters is right here. Jump Masters is right here. This is our new game from Neon Night Games. Again, Neon Night being our imprint studio made for more accessible, more family-friendly, more affordable types of games. So far, primarily driven by designs by Manny Tremblay, who is one of the co-creators of Dice Throne and has designed Excalibur for Roxley, designed Neon Rain, helped put the initial pitch and designs forward for our Tanglewoods 20 Strong deck, Tanglewoods Red, and obviously designed Roth. So we're real tight with Manny. Manny's awesome, and Manny is ridiculously prolific and has a lot of great ideas. So Jump Masters is the next game from our Neon Night line, and it should be releasing at Gen Con and fulfilling very soon. Was anything decided about the early adopters for 20 Strong, Alloy Dice, and a potential path to upgrade? Sort of. We're close on that. We are going to be handling it through support tickets, and but we have not yet fully decided on how much of a discount or how much of a true like upgrade path we can offer to folks for. And the issue is that we didn't have, again, the 20 Strong Awaken Realms campaign fulfilling so fast in such a quick turnaround. We only ordered like so many sets of alloy dice, and most of those are going to be sucked up by the campaign. We would like to offer an option for folks who bought the old alloy dice for 20 Strong and had issues with them, but it's going to require another print run of them. And again, some folks we just like straight up. Some folks just asked for a full-on refund for those dice, and we gave that to them. Other folks wanted store credit and they've already used it. Other folks were willing to wait and see what we were going to do in the future. So there's not a clean universal solution that we can offer. Bottom line, we're just going to ask folks, if you want to look at an upgrade, submit a ticket, and based on previous interactions with our support team, we're going to help you out in one way, shape, or another. But again, we need to decide exactly what our support team is authorized to issue in terms of like a discount coupon or those types of things. But it's going to be handled through the web store at some point, and we will put out communication about it when we feel like we are fully, truly ready to launch that. But we do want to offer that to folks because, again, we know that Tanglewoods alloy dice were a little sketch in their desire to flake and chip and so on and so forth. The paint coating on there was not up to the standards that we had hoped. So yeah, I got here late. When can backers expect to jump? I assume that means Jump Masters. And again, the U.S. container should be arriving, barring any delays, sometime next week. It will take some time to fulfill. We're going to be fulfilling 20 Strong Awaken Realms and Jump Masters kind of in tandem, and so it will take us a little bit, but we're going to be working through it in July in the United States. All the other regions have product on the way in one shape, one form or another. So I'm moving at the end of August. Will Jump Masters fulfill before I can use my current address? If you're in the United States, I can pretty much guarantee that yes. If you are in Europe or elsewhere, you may want to get in touch with customer support to talk through that. Yeah, a question about like maybe doing alternate gazetteers for existing regions in the future. Theoretically possible with like other end bosses or other end game like final confrontations, that kind of thing, Act 3, et cetera, et cetera. But no decisions have been made on that. That is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. And not to say that we wouldn't be interested in that amount of work, but it's not as simple as just like whipping something up. Like the like quest board in the dev room that they had going on, especially during like the brunt of Betrayal: The Second Era's development, looked like there's the classic GIF meme video clip from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia from like the first season with Charlie like looking at a map with like all these like, you know, things connecting. He's like, rah, rah, rah. That's basically what the development studio looked like during Botsy development, because that's how crazy like all the different like trying to link this quest to this quest in this region and that region, etc. It's a lot. So maybe we would never say never, but I don't know. Is there interest inside of Chip Theory to make a Betrayal of the Second Era complexity level game with a space or futuristic theme, like Star Wars maybe? There is a desire and interest at Chip Theory to do a lot of things. We do not have anything sci-fi or that large in development right now. The entire studio is basically right now shifting to focusing on the Too Many Bones sequel. Like that's where our team is at right now. That will be the the next big prestige product we put out from inside of Chip Theory. We have a couple of other things signed from outside of Chip Theory that will be coming in the next year and a half that we're really excited about and that we think are really awesome. But in terms of what we are working on here internally, outside of 20 Strong development that is kind of always ongoing in the background, the next big thing coming from us, big box, Betrayal, the Second Era level complexity sort of thing, is going to be the sequel to Too Many Bones. So I will just say that outright. I apologize if I missed it. Any update on Heroes of Tamriel? Yeah, so again, we got some boxes and some pre-production components in this last week. We'll be putting an update together showcasing some of that very soon, but it's all on track. I should be careful about saying everything for it has gone to print, but I believe at least 90% of all of the Heroes content has gone to print. Meaning like we've seen e-proofs. We're approving pre-production samples to like full steam ahead, but hit the big green print button. So as of right now, still very, very much on schedule for its initial projected timeline of this fall. Nothing of concern as far as I know on that entire timeline. It looks like we'll be fulfilling it this fall as scheduled, again, barring anything really stupid happening, which we've had a number of stupid things happen over the years, so I always want to offer that caveat. Some of it our fault, some of it not our fault. But as of right now, it looks great, and there's a chance that everything's gone to print. I'm going to hesitate saying that because I need to triple check with our graphics team on that before I just go spouting that off willy-nilly. Will Too Many Bones 2 be more complex than Too Many Bones 1 mechanically, or probably kind of on the same level? I would say... I'm thinking hard. I think it'll probably be about the same. It's definitely doing some different things, but I don't I don't know that they're necessarily much more complex than anything that's in the original Too Many Bones. And some of the things that are going to be happening in Too Many Bones 2 will be also handled via some things that aren't just small cards, which I think will also actually add clarity and less complexity. Even if the scenario itself is able to potentially be more complex mechanically, we will have more room to explain it clearly and coherently, thus mitigating said complexity. I don't know if any of that makes sense. You agree with that, Santoro? Santoro's actually played it. I haven't even played it yet. Santoro has played it.
Sorry, I'm doing emails and trying to monitor
Stop doing
questions.
emails and start helping me.
What was the question?
Is Too Many Bones 2 more or less complex, do you think, than the original Too Many Bones, or about the same?
I think there's an effort being made to have it land somewhere between Bones and Elder Scrolls for complexity. I think we want it to be more accessible for people, because Too Many Bones, as good and complex as it is a slog to on-rail people too. So I think there's an attempt being made to have kind of a similar Elder Scrolls on-railing thing of just like, hey, it's easier to get into. The complexity should still be there. I've played a very rudimentary version of it, so I can't speak fully on it, but it's cool, it's big, it's Bones, it's not Bones, it's interesting. You should get excited.
Yeah. What was I had a thought. I had a thought on that, and it's already gone.
Was it about how excited you are for the new remodels of the Star Fox characters?
I think they look fine, to be honest.
I think they look good.
I think they look great. I think
they're not as fun, but I think they look fine.
I think video gamers, I'm probably like biased about this because I get annoyed when people get really frustrated about board game stuff in a similar way.
Yeah.
But I just think the the video game community on the internet is so randomly toxic about such completely random issues that it kind of,
yeah.
I've stopped paying attention to what the broader community tends to say about certain things and just be like, I just like this and I'm just going to enjoy it myself. I don't care if anybody else likes it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Any ETA on the Trove Chest shipping date from the orders placed over the holidays? That's a good question. I don't have an update on that, but I will look into it, and we should probably get a customer support email out to everybody. To my knowledge, there has been no like issues or delays or anything on it, which means that they should be on their way, because we always project I can't remember if we said by the end of Q1 or Q2. Q2 starts in July, so that would be the first month of Q2 that you could expect delivery. If we said Q1, they should be coming relatively soon. I'll check on that. Can we get gold Deslandra chip packs? I'll pay money. We will eventually make those and make them available for sale, and probably do every version of Deslandra. I think, again, part of what we're thinking through is it's going to be easier to do that if we have all of the regions known / released / at least the Deslandra chip for each region kind of like wrapped. It would be we would feel a little scummy and a little nickel and dimey if it was like, buy the base game Deslandra metal chips, and then buy Somerset Deslandra, and then buy Valenwood Deslandra, and we're not looking to upcharge, but every time you package anything, especially if you want to sell it in Europe, you need a barcode on it. You need a safety warning on it to inform you that you should not feed it to your child, which I think you all know you shouldn't feed it to your child, but we have to do that anyway. So every time that we have to do a separate SKU and package something uniquely and differently, it costs way more than you think it should, just to include all of that other little pedantic stuff. And for that reason, when it comes to things like these chips, we just feel like it's more prudent and more, honestly, better for you, even if it means you're waiting a few years. I know that sounds maybe weird, but it's going to be better at the end of the day if we can just release it in one set with all of them together, so that we can save on shipping, we can save on packaging, we can charge you less for it, and that we also have less SKUs and headaches to manage across the board. So that's why we do some of that stuff this way. We are not trying to make them like these super hyper rare collectibles or anything. There are some logistical things behind the scenes that we have to consider when we are releasing products like this. So, Elder Scrolls games usually have a very long life due to mods after the fact. Do you think that will happen with Betrayal of the Second Era, with the community supporting it for years and years in the future? I hope that happens. I think that would be really, really cool. That's really up to all y'all. Not really up to me. Unless I quit Chip Theory, which I'm not going to do. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We would be really excited, and it would be really cool to see that. I'm not certain if we will or not, but or if the community will or not, I should say. Sorry if I missed it. Estimated pledge manager closing for Heroes of Tamriel. We are looking at the end of June for that. That is still, I think, August 1st. Gosh. Speak, Joshua, speak. We're looking at early August, I believe, to close that pledge manager, end of July-ish. There is a special item, this is an answer to another question. There is a special item that will be released for Elder Scrolls at Gen Con, and we are planning on offering it in the pledge manager for Heroes of Tamriel as well. And so how exactly we handle that is going to determine when we are actually closing that pledge manager. We'll probably close it kind of right after Gen Con, which is like the first week of August, because we do want to give everybody a chance to add the secret Elder Scrolls item that we will be releasing at Gen Con in the pledge manager. We know a bunch of people will just want to save on shipping and just add it to their order, since it's going to be delivering ideally a month or two later once we get everything finished. So, yeah. Any pics of the final Elder Scrolls expanded storage solution? Yes, I think we have one. I think that's one of the pre-production boxes we got, actually. And I think that combined with, I'm trying to remember. I don't think we've gotten everything for it yet, but I think I'm also trying to think through what we have for the Guild Vault. There will be more information on that coming, probably in the next update. I'll just say that and try to avoid specifics, because I need to go look at what we've received so far and what we might have on the way also. Santor, will there be a cooldown track in Too Many Bones 2? Get off your email. Start paying attention.
It's about the wreck campaign. I'm trying to be... yes, there is a cooldown track. Or I mean,
spoiler.
I don't know what it's called, actually. Are we calling it a heat-up track like on Trover? Is there a theory chip? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
It's
Not
impossible
me.
to say.
It's impossible.
Oh, Lord, will there be another trove chest for Too Many Bones 2? I don't know, you guys. I don't know, man. We don't do the deluxe storage on the first campaign. You know this. But yeah, probably. I don't know. Who knows? You guys might all hate Too Many Bones 2. Is Too Many Bones 2 in the same universe as Too Many Bones 1? Yes. Yes, it is. When will the campaign page come out? I don't know, guys. Let me get Rec launched, please. We always aim to have a preview page up at least a month before the campaign launches, and we're not talking about when the campaign's launching yet. So you don't get to know that. You're not going to get me to slip up and tell you, because it's a secret for now.
It's happening after Rec. I can say that.
What?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. At some point after Rec.
Yep.
Betrayal of the Second Era. Asking, is there a chance that we might see some micro regions? The Reach, Orsinium, Oblivion Realm. Yes, there is a chance you might see that. That is not a promise, but there is a chance. We have talked about that. Any news about Canadian FLGS distribution of Dragons of Etchinstone? So again, we are aiming to release officially Dragons of Etchinstone at Gen Con. And I think the word for all like FLGS and distribution, if they didn't back it on the campaign, will be that's when we expect that to release for FLGSs as well. So Will there be free Jump Masters packs after the Jump Masters campaign delivers when you order stuff from the website? I think our plan is to keep doing that, again, provided Jump Masters is successful on release, which we expect that it will be. We're excited about it. But if everybody's like, no, this sucks, I don't want these promo packs, then we will probably stop doing them because that would mean people didn't want them anymore. Question about whether Canada is covered in the U.S. container. I believe Canada has a separate container, and I believe it is on the water, but I do not know when it's arriving. It's not arriving next week, I don't think, but I will have to check on that. If I'm not supposed to feed them to my children, why are they called chips? That's a good question. I can't answer that for you. You'll have to take that up with the FDA. Or whatever the FDA equivalent is in Europe, because again, the issue is Europe, not the United States. Talking about our main gal, Deslandra, are there plans to let adventurers in some way side with her? I mean, she has a point. That's mean. You shouldn't side with her. That's mean. I don't know. I mean, again, our game is designed for character flexibility. That's a weird thing to think about, like designing a Deslandra like class slash.
Well, it'd be like Soldiers of the Void stuff.
Yeah.
Which,
we haven't talked about that. That's an
which
interesting.
we have not thought about.
Yeah, I
will
suppose
say
you're also not talking about playing as Deslandra. That's just where my head went for some reason. You're talking about just being.
No, I pitched some stuff in possibly this line, and I believe Salem's thinking about it. I don't know if there's anything to say beyond that, and I also don't know if Bethesda will say that's good, but, you know, the thought's out there.
Yeah. Any plans to discontinue Too Many Bones products in advance of Too Many Bones 2? I see that Tink is out of stock. Yes, we're going to completely disown previous Too Many Bones because we hate it now. No. Aside from needing to make good business decisions around what to reprint, I've already talked about Splice and Dice, not being a terribly profitable product for us and that kind of thing. We intend to continue printing Too Many Bones until y'all completely stop buying it. So again, Too Many Bones 2, in the same way that Elder Scrolls was not meant to replace Too Many Bones 2, which is not its name, I keep saying that, but whatever we call it, is not meant to replace Too Many Bones. It's not meant to be a new edition of Too Many Bones. It is a new game set in the Too Many Bones universe with a whole bunch of things that you'll recognize and appreciate and callbacks and mechanics that have obvious similarities, but it is not in any way, shape, or form meant to replace your Too Many Bones collection. You may like it a lot more than Too Many Bones. I don't know. You may like it a lot less than Too Many Bones. I don't know. There are people on both sides of that fence with Elder Scrolls. There's a whole bunch of people online that say, just play Elder Scrolls. It replaces Too Many Bones. And there's a whole bunch of people saying, no, I want the one-off adventures. It's way better. It's way faster. I like the self-contained characters better than the really open character development. There's going to be new stuff in Too Many Bones 2. Some of you are going to love. Some of you are going to be like, yeah, I like the old version better. It's just reality. It's tastes and so on and so forth. But we in no way, shape, or form want to stop making the original Too Many Bones. We are still really, really proud of that entire line and all of those characters and all of those expansions, and they will remain available until it is a bad business decision to make them available still. Hope that makes sense.
They're very different games. This is not a Monopoly versus Pokemon Monopoly scenario.
Correct.
This is
yes.
a different game.
Yep. Tanglewood's big box game. When is that happening? Probably someday. We're not working on one right now, but probably someday. We've said before, seems silly to have all of that art and all of that universe developed and not eventually do a big box game, but we're not doing it right now. I'll just say that full stop. Oh gosh, I'm assuming this question is coming from the guys that I met at UKGE who continue to ask, are we doing a kaiju game in the future? Not at this time. Not at this time, guys. Or guy. Whichever. I can't remember your names. I'm sorry, but I met you guys at UKGE, and it was a hilarious conversation. Any chance of some form of player versus player mode for Betrayal of the Second Era down the line? Or is that completely out of the question? No, I think I think there's a possibility that could theoretically happen. We're not working on one right now, but we've actually got a potential like PvP sort of mode for Too Many Bones in a sort of ambiguous state of development right now, that may yet still see the light of day. We're interested in it. The trick to it, of course, is just making sure that it is like actually balanced and balanceable. And as anybody who's played any of our games knows, a lot of these skills and a lot of these things are like very volatile, and some of them are very like useful in certain cases and not as useful in other cases. And so like what we doing any kind of PvP mode for games as asymmetrical as ours just has a whole new layer of goofiness that can get introduced, and just have to be aware of that. Will anything from Too Many Bones be usable in Too Many Bones 2? I'll stop short of saying nothing will be, but I don't believe anything will be. We've talked about that a lot. We sort of love the idea of some of it being usable or something being usable or so on and so forth, but as of this exact moment, I don't believe anything is usable from Too Many Bones in Too Many Bones 2. So, is there a Jumpmaster Europe ship we can track? Or do you fear piracy if the exact location gets out? We do not fear piracy if the exact location gets out, but we got out of the business of offering specific ship tracking a while ago simply because, and I mean this, I'm going to explain this with love in my heart for all of the backers, because we know people are just really, really excited. But what tends to happen when you share really, really gory details about anything, whether that is like production costs, ship locations, manufacturing ETAs, stuff always changes, stuff always happens. Ships, even if we were to give you the tracking and it'll say expected port date, whatever, June 30th, let's say. And next week you might look at it again and it'll say July 4th. And you'll be like, what happened? What happened is probably they just encountered like rough seas or something. But when we share production costs, people will be like, well, you raised $1 million on this campaign and your production costs are this. And so if your production costs are this, that means that you're making this much profit. Again, not accounting for like VAT fees and not accounting for shipping costs and the amount of shipping that we're subsidizing for people, and not accounting for game found fees and not accounting for credit card fees. There's like all these things, and people start doing math in their head, and then they like think that they've got a business degree and they know exactly how the company's running, and they think that we're like secretly like robbing them or something. Whatever. Bottom line is, we have, while we tried to be exceptionally transparent with y'all to the extent that we can, we've stopped sharing some of those types of gory details simply because it just like there's so much more context and nuance that is missing from, and I know you're going to say like, it's just a ship tracking, Josh, like you don't need to, there's not that much nuance to it, but there actually can be, because again, once that ship docks, sometimes our shipments get flagged for a Vaxxis scan. What's a Vaxxis scan, you ask? It's to make sure we're not sending drugs, basically, and it's to make sure that we're not, trafficking humans. It's to make sure that what we said was in the container is actually in the container. Those can take up to 2 weeks to happen sometimes, and so again, until what we like to communicate is it's on the water, and then we like to communicate it's through customs and it's on its way to chip theory, and then we like to communicate it has arrived with chip theory, because those are ultimately the only things that matter, and the dates that are projected right now for all of those things can change as much as like 2 weeks, sort of like on the fly, which again just sort of also gets to the idea of like, why are board game companies always wrong about their fulfillment dates and their production dates and all those types of things? Because it's complicated. It's just really, really complicated, and we don't like it any more than you do, but that's why sometimes it seems like we're maybe being coy or not sharing as much specifics as you would maybe like as a backer. It's not because we don't want you to know. It's because stuff changes, and then we have to communicate again to tell you that we were wrong about something, or that something changed, and so on and so forth. So yeah.
You keep bumping a button that's near your feet that I did not realize was near your feet.
Oh, I'm bumping a button?
I believe so. You're switching cameras every now and then.
Oh, there's a button. Look at that.
So if you want to kick it out of the way.
I'm gonna slide it away.
There you go. There you go. Nice and careful, like.
Have we like secretly been having the most chaotic stream of all time? Just, like, my foot's
No,
been
just
going?
every now and then we'll switch to the top down. And I'm just like, I don't know why we would be doing that.
Yeah, apologies. Okay, as someone who aligns with the Neon Knight side and not too much with the Too Many Bones or Elder Scrolls talk, could you talk about the upcoming campaign with Rec? Any reveals of premium components? So the version of Rec, again, is a new game in the Roth universe. It is backwards compatible with Roth, but it is a new standalone game in the Roth universe. The version that we are going to be selling on the crowdfunding campaign is the premium edition, the deluxe edition. I'm not sure if we've fully landed on the nomenclature exactly for that. But basically, it's not going to be a chip theory game any longer. It is not a chip theory game. This is a Neon Knight game moving forward, full stop, which is also part of the reason, one of many, that we are eliminating the solo and cooperative modes from Rec. But it will be the deluxe edition that will have components that are exactly in line with the version of Roth that exists right now. Why do I use that phrasing, exists right now? Because we are also going to be releasing at some point in probably the next 12 months, not on this campaign, but sometime in the next 12 months, we are aiming to release a retail version of Roth that will have a cardboard board, that will have cardboard cards instead of PVC, and will be a much more retail-friendly product. And again, why are we doing that? That was Manny's original vision for Roth, and Neon Knight didn't exist when he pitched us Roth. And so we were like, well, if this is going to be a chip theory game, it needs the neoprene, it needs the PVC cards, it needs the stuff. Now, with Neon Knight established, and with us really trying to take Neon Knight to the next level, we're trying to, in a weird way, we're like trying to kind of walk back all of that chip theorification in terms of it being the standard MO of what the Roth line is doing. Roth moved under Neon Knight means there will be a deluxe version that has all of the chip theorification stuff in it, and that's what we're going to sell on the campaign. That's generally what people want on a campaign anyway. And then in the future, there will be retail editions of Roth, and I think eventually Rec as well, that will have more retail-friendly price tags, componentry, etc., as I just talked about. So yeah, talking about the components. Rec is going to have really, really cool sculpted ships. You can watch the stream last week to see a little bit of a sneak peek on how some of that stuff is. Did we play Rec or Roth last week?
We played Roth.
You played Roth, so they haven't seen the
some
boats
new
yet.
factions.
You can check out our.
There's a boat in one of the cup holders near you.
Okay.
If you want to show it, the other one.
Here, aha, a boat. Do put stuff here. This is 3D printed. Should I touch the camera? Should I hit it with my foot?
I don't think you know which one is the
I'm
right
not
one.
going to. I'm going to screw it up. So I'm assuming right now you can see this on the top-down camera. But this is, so again, you can fit elite troops in here. So you can do 2 elite troops and 2 standard troops, or you can do 4 standard troops in these boats. These boats are a little bit larger right now, I think, than what they're going to end up. We're still kind of playing with all of that. But this is an example of one of the boats, or ships, I think they might be called in the game, that you can expect. And they are sculpted and molded and so on and so forth, and they're kind of neat. Yep. So
I've heard the overall structure on them will likely be different because they're a little big. So they might be longer versus wider.
Sure, I can see why.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're still working through some of that. Again, these are the initial sculpts, or the initial sculpt of one of the boats. I think there are 4 different sculpts right now, and that's a key component of the game, is moving around on boats and attacking in the archipelago, and So, but otherwise, the deluxe edition, from a componentry standpoint, will look basically identical to Roth. So you can expect neoprene mats, PVC cards, little mini chip score trackers. And then when the retail editions eventually come out, again, you can kind of probably imagine what that will look like. The score tokens for regions are going to change to cardboard chits from a punch board, et cetera, et cetera. So, but yeah, componentry-wise for Rec, it will look like a Chip Theory campaign in terms of its componentry, because it's going to be for the deluxe edition of the game. But again, we're trying to really differentiate that Neon Knight vibe and line and brand expectations and all of that kind of stuff. All of that is very much something that we are working through right now in the background, especially because Jen has only been with us working in earnest for, like, I don't even know if it's been 2 months yet. I think it's been about a month. So there's a lot of groundwork that we're still working on getting laid down. So anything Hoplo in the pipeline? Not presently. So those of us who have the premium Roth will be able to match with the new Rec. Will it be a similar size box for displaying on a shelf? I believe the box is intended, at least, and again, we're not to the point of like finalizing a lot of this stuff yet in terms of like inside the box, but I believe the box is intended to be identical in size, basically, to Roth. And yes, if you back this campaign for Rec, it will match exactly with your copy of Roth from a component and production standpoint. The one thing that I would say is that I think the player mats may just be one-sided because, again, we're getting rid of solo and co-op mode. So they will be, the new factions will not have solo and co-op scenarios with them. So they will just have one side, or they will just have art on one side of the mat, and the other side will be grippy, which will stay on your table a little bit nicer. So there has been talk about offering like an alternate art side of the mat. I don't know. There's a few like bits and bobs that we're still kind of working out in the background as we transition the product and the whole thing. But yes, it'll match perfectly, match exactly. So that is the end of the questions, I believe. Santoro, correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm going to make way. I'm going to get back to writing the immense amount of GameFound updates that I have to get out, including, again, reminding you that you have a little bit less than a week to finalize your Jump Masters pledge and your 20 strong Tainted Grail, Nemesis, and Aetherfields pledge, because those campaigns, pledge managers are closing on July 1st. So get your stuff locked in. Those things are going to be delivering very, very quickly and very, very soon, and we're very, very excited about that. And again, language edition updates coming across like most of our campaigns here in the next week to 2 weeks. And we're gearing up for Rec. We're really excited about this. Again, it's like, it feels like that game is kind of like, I'm talking about Roth, is like sort of like flew under the radar at the Chip Theory level a little bit, despite it being a huge success outside of this building, and lots of amazing reviews and that kind of thing toward the end of the year for Roth. And we're really excited to kind of take this product line to the next level and really give it another shot in the arm with some really exciting updates. So stay tuned for that. So much more information coming about Rec in the very, very near future. More gameplay streams where we're actually showing off the new map, how the boats work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and so we're going to transition. What are we transitioning to, Santoro? You tell them, because it's going to be you on camera. What are we doing?
I mean, you're just going to show the stuff we got, right? Few additional questions here. We have some final stuff in front of you. First off, so those are the Jump Master.
That's all I'm doing. I'm just showing this stuff off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be a shorter one.
Gotcha.
The 20
We're not
strong,
transitioning to anything. I'm staying right here, and I'm going to show you stuff.
Yeah, the 20 strong decks in there were given to us, I believe, at UKGE, or we took them there, and then they got fairly destroyed on the way back. So the boxes are kind of garbo, but the cards aren't. But other questions, Manny Tremblay 4933 says, who is going to do that alt art on the back of the faction mat?
Is that actually Manny?
Yeah,
okay.
It's actually.
I was like, is it a Manny imposter or again, I don't think we've actually committed to that, and I don't even know if it's a good idea. Because again, one of the things about neoprene is that when you have the grippy side, it's actually really nice and it stays put on your table. That's one of the benefits of neoprene in general. I just know that idea had been tossed around a little bit in terms of like making things.
Maybe that's a stretch goal thought. Who knows?
Yeah,
And then
we're
we
talking
can
about all that
shackle
kind of.
Manny back up again for more art stuff, right? Like Tanglewoods.
The
Good
main
old
thing is that
times.
we're gonna need an entirely new Tanglewoods deck, Manny.
Yeah, Manny,
Uh,
can you give us 193 pieces for
with like
Rat-
several thousand stretch goals, new cards that you didn't agree to. That's the main thing we need.
I mean,
Manny.
force the stretch goals to happen, and we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone back gets it. How are the alloy dice looking for 20 strong?
They look great, and you can see them in the last update. I did a video showing off what they look like and doing a little bit of a roll test with them. The ones from the Tanglewoods campaign, again, would literally start to like chip and have issues after if you clacked them together for a very small number of rolls. These ones, we did a lot of stress testing when we got them, and we haven't been able to make them chip at all. Metal dice, when clanked together in your hand like this, and rolled into like any kind of dice tower that's not soft-sided, they will like get dings and dents in them because it's metal on metal. You will never be able to get rid of that. But the paint and like the sealant and the coating and everything on them is looking really, really sharp and was not chipping and getting all busted up the way that the initial versions of them did. But again, you can see them in our last 20 Strong update, which I think went out like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So head on over to the campaign, look at the updates. You'll find the video there. So
And someone asked, is that a smaller 20 strong box?
no.
No, it's just a regular.
Just a regular. This is the whatever we call it, the 3-deck storage, I believe.
It's the strong box.
I don't think we technically call it the strong box. That was kind of the
Yeah, it's the 3-deck
Yeah,
storage solution.
which actually stores 4 decks. But again,
it will always.
this
hold
is the most
4.
confusingly named product we've ever
It
done.
will always hold 4. I don't think there's ever plans to make a deck that's big enough that would not.
Okay, it's
support
called 3-deck storage
4.
because on the Tanglewoods campaign we were like, well, it can hold 3 decks and Baba Yaga, which is not really a deck. And that, in retrospect, was a stupid thing to do.
I agree.
And we should probably fix it moving forward, but we have not fixed it as of yet, and that's probably on me, and I'll take responsibility for it, whether it's my fault or not. But this is the 3-deck storage. Again, it comes with the magnetic dice tray that you can roll into.
You can also hold 2 commander decks if you're a Magic player. You can hold
Nobody
4
likes
one-piece
Magic
decks.
the Gathering, Centaur.
You
You're the
can
only one.
put 2 20 strong decks, 2 one-piece decks. You can mix and match. It's a great piece.
So we'll start again. Many of you have kind of seen a lot of this stuff already, so this isn't going to be anything like super crazy. But you can see these are the final dice for Nemesis, with one exception. You'll see. I don't even know if this comes through on camera. There are a couple of these that have like a little like white like ding on the corner, and that was something that we caught in time to correct and adjust for the final version. So if you see it, it's hard to see, I think, on camera, and on most of them, it's like one corner of the die. So if it's not the corner that's like
Isn't
up
the
and up.
injection point?
Yeah, it's basically the
specifically?
ejection
Yeah.
point didn't get tumbled properly. And so Gameland caught that, and they have corrected it, and we have narrowly avoided one more one more stupid dice issue on 20 Strong. But it's got this sort of like frosted look. The little like, they're not pips, but the little like accent marks that show you the odds on the dice are Nemesis themed. They look really great. Again, we've shown these before, maybe not in this exact final version, but they look great. They look great. They are. I like all the dice for 20 Strong in their own way, but I like these as much as the Tanglewoods dice. I think they look really sharp, and that frosted effect is pretty cool, and works well to make the bright colors of 20 Strong work with the darker Nemesis and Tainted Grail and Aetherfield's themes a little bit more, because it mutes the color just a little bit and doesn't make them seem quite as like primary color grade school kind of vibes. So there you go. All right. So these decks have kind of been put through the ringer because they went to UKGE with us and came back in a suitcase, and I believe we had to like reassemble the boxes basically when they. Yeah, you can see like this one is. This
Yeah,
one is
this-
absolutely coming apart.
Yeah,
That's-
Ether Fields as well. Nemesis was in the core box, which is a good mark for the core box protecting that deck. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
but
one's
yeah,
not
this
destroyed.
this deck box again in a suitcase coming back international travel. It didn't, but you can see the cool pattern that's on the inside of the Tainted Grail box.
That's why we did it.
Yeah, that was the whole point. But again, this is like embossed or embossed, and boxes look great. You can see the foil treatment on these. Is this in focus right now, Sandro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
The foil
should be.
treatment on the Ether Fields, the Tainted Grail deck is maybe one of my favorites. I think especially the hero cards.
Yeah, I think Tainted Grail came out really
That's not to say the other ones didn't come out great because they all look fantastic.
Yeah.
But gotta find the hero cards.
There's a lot of them.
There we go.
I think
So
Tainted
this
Grail
is
might
maybe
have-
my favorite foil effect in all of 20 Strong. That might be a strong statement, but you can see up here. I don't know if that's coming through.
Oh yeah.
And then down here in the corner, that like subtle foiling. It's like
Yeah.
that looks really, really, really great. And then yeah, you got the border of this is also foiled. These just look gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. Here's the other side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good looking stuff. Good looking stuff.
Looks awesome. So that's Tainted Grail. Bust out Nemesis here. I'll just lose the deck boxes entirely.
J3 is saying that the box also holds a good amount of Larcana. It would probably hold a good amount of Flesh and Blood, Riftbound, Hellbreak when
I
that
don't think
comes
anyone really
out,
plays Lorcana.
Dragon Ball, Pokemon,
Or likes Lorcana.
Gundam Plus. Sorry if it's already been answered, but any news on timeline for Trove chests?
Yes, I did answer that, and the answer that I have for you right now is I do not know. Sorry.
a good answer.
I haven't heard anything that tells me they are off schedule, but I can't even remember if we said Q1 or Q2 delivery on those. We're about to exit Q1 at the end of this month and enter Q2, so but I think usually they arrive in the like June, July window, and I think we are still on track for that. I haven't heard anything to the contrary, but I will make a note with our support team that we should get some communication out about that and just make sure that everybody knows when they're coming.
Nice.
So this is Ether Fields, and again, these cards just look killer. Everything just looks so good. With all your A and B sides to everything. That's supposed to be blank in there, don't worry.
Just joining. Any word on Neon Rain 2? Loved the first one. Very excited to see how that could develop.
I know that if Manny's still in the chat, he may care to elaborate more in the chat. I know that Manny has some cool ideas for a sequel to Neon Rain and so on and so forth. I think a lot of that would have to do with, again, the viability of it as a product in terms of like Neon Rain sales and interest in that. So that's something that we've certainly talked about. I don't know. Again, I don't think we've formally greenlit anything, but I know there are some ideas for where that could go. So,
Yeah.
So I'm just flipping through these Nemesis cards and showing off how I'm trying to kind of show how the foil is playing on each of these cards.
I think the backs
Much more
on those
subtle.
cards look good.
Much more subtle in the Nemesis deck to match the sort of dark, scary horror aesthetic, gritty sci-fi aesthetic of things, but just lots of really, really great looking cards. And again, these are the cards here are final production copies of the cards. The dice, as I mentioned, have had one more modification before we wrapped those up to take care of that injection point, but it all looks real good, y'all. All right, I will open up a copy of Jump Masters. You probably all want to see fancy Jump Masters rather than retail Jump Masters, I'm assuming, but
I mean,
do
I
have
like
both
the
of them here
retail
in
Gym
front of me.
Masters. I like how little the box is. Put those boxes next to each other. Look at how stubby.
Get that out of the way.
That's even a little too tight. Yep.
There. Now you can kind of. It's the deluxe version is about twice as big. Maybe not quite twice as big, but almost twice as big. We'll open up this guy first. Again, I know like 4 people ordered the retail version, but still. Got a nice glossy rule book. We've got the player board, which is probably going to be too large for this camera, but maybe not.
It will be. I mean, yeah.
There we go. I think in an earlier version I showed that it was like the same thing on both sides, but we do have the game logo on the other side now.
Ba-ba.
In the final version, there's the map. And then again, you have these punchable tokens, and we do have the grippy plastic on the back that helps them sit on the map and stay in place.
Yeah, those are so cool.
Very fancy. You've got all of your unit dice right here, and then you've got your scoreboard and character cards in the other.
Yeah, and what are the differences between the two editions, just to directly call them out? Obviously, there's the cardboard board.
Yep, cardboard board and cardboard score tracker. The score tracker is the same on both sides, I believe.
And then the obstacle tokens are cardboard with the rubber backing instead of acrylic.
Instead of
pieces
acrylic with rubber backing.
rubber
Yep,
backing.
correct. The cards in both versions are PVC, and that was because we were doing all of those promo cards. We didn't want there to be a huge disparity in the because all of the promo cards, like all the foiled variants, are all PVC, and we wanted that to match basically if people were swapping those in and out. And then you have your safety instructions again. So this is the thing, this right here that I was talking about. If we were to sell metal Deslandres chips on their own with just one chip, it would all need, every single one would need to basically have this piece of paper inside of it due to EU regulations. So, and because we have to put that in there, that means like the cellophane wrap needs to be large enough to accommodate this effectively.
What if we just worked all that information onto the chip itself?
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these are like new regulations and stuff within the last, I think, like year or two. And so it's getting more complicated, not less, unfortunately. And that's just the reality of things. So,
Dumb idea that I had immediately as I said that. Could we print all that information on a chip if we wanted to sell just a chip?
I think there's actually too much of it in here.
Between
all the languages, between all the languages that we need to address. Anyway.
It also feels worse.
I'm not trying to throw shade at Europe. We were just at UKGE and had a really, really great time. And all of you Europeans are really, really lovely people, and it was great to meet you all. So
you all just kept trying to eat the board games, though, because
what was that?
They all just kept trying to eat the board games because we didn't have
exactly.
the product information out. So
until we showed them the warning, everybody was trying to eat all of our chips.
All the display ones were
I'm
not
just kidding.
safe.
I'm going to put this like this, even though it's kind of awkward, but I want to make sure it stays in frame. So
that's good.
Here's the deluxe version. Here's the inside of the top box. Again, don't eat Jump Masters, guys. Make sure.
It's for jumping, not eating.
Okay, so the score tracker in the deluxe edition is made of PVC, not cardboard. Made of PVC.
Give it that PVC wiggle, and that makes that sound. Nah, it's not making it.
I don't know if that's a PVC wiggle. So it has a more complicated insert, a nicer insert. It's got you got your neoprene board here, like so. It's currently in its protective plastic wrap. I'll put back in here, and then it's got same dice. The dice are identical between the two games, but your tokens, your acrylic tokens, are like so. And I'll take these out in a second. And then your score trackers for whatever your team is are different. I'm not going to show the cards. The cards are exactly the same. I will take out these acrylic tokens. We've shown them before, but they're cool. Any other questions while I'm noisily unwrapping plastic, Santoro?
No, feel free to throw questions in if you've got them. I think everyone is just rapt attention at you unwrapping the boxes. But if you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I will say them aloud to that guy.
I can also see them on the.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So here is the acrylic tokens. One just slipped through my fingers. And again, they've got a grippy plastic. They've got a grippy material on the bottom. The plastic needs to be peeled off of these to make them grippy, like so. So I've removed that, and now this is very grippy material that will stay on your neoprene mat in place exactly where you put it. You can look at this. Look at how it grips the. I can't even. That's never coming off. It's literally never coming off. That's how grippy it is. I'm just kidding. I pulled it off.
Yeah. One thing to note: they're not like stickers where.
Correct.
As you pull them off.
Yeah, it's kind of like a window cling material, kind of.
Yeah, someone has asked immediately, can they double as window clings?
You could set up. That's a product we're working on for April Fool's Day, is a window cling version of Jump Masters.
With have window cling
with dice that are completely coated in grippy material.
Okay, that's a good solution.
Additionally, no, we're not doing that.
I was gonna say you could have just like representations of each die face, and you swap it out every time you make a jump to the next level up.
God, that sounds like such a nightmare.
Which is why I liked your full grippy science idea.
Bottom of the box, much like the top of the box. So that's the inside of the box.
Somebody says, would it be a live stream without any news on Too Many Bones 2?
Oh my goodness, I probably have shared more news about Too Many Bones 2 in this stream than I've shared in any previous stream.
It's true.
Actually.
You gotta go back.
So you're gonna have to rewind, my friend. You're gonna have to rewind.
Yeah, we spilled all the tea on ballet gear locks.
Yeah, there's ballet gear lock. That's it. That's the main bit of news.
Yeah.
And the entire game is actually ballet themed.
Grippy sock promo?
I don't like grippy socks. Kind of like whatever. They give me a weird.
Someone's not old enough yet.
Icky feeling to. I can't explain it. It makes me feel weird. But again, all of this stuff you have like 5 days to pledge for it if you have not already pledged for it, and it will be fulfilling soon. Both Jump Masters and 20 Strong, Awaken Realms decks, and again in about 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks and 5 days, we are launching the Rec campaign, which is our next big crowdfunding campaign. Language editions of all the things are, I think, finally mostly drawing to a close.
That's for existing.
That's for existing stuff. So that's Elder Scrolls, that's Hoplo, that's Dragons of Etchinstone, that's Tanglewoods, that's Roth, that's Cloudspire Harbinger. We're not offering language editions on campaigns again because you can see
Hoplomachus still.
There are still Hoplo translation stuff that have not fulfilled yet. It's just been it's been an adventure. It's been an adventure, that's all I'll say. And again, that is the reason that we don't offer language editions on campaigns moving forward. It's just, I can't update between these 6. Okay, these are 6 campaigns that in my mind we're done with, but we're not done with because we have language editions for them. Then you add Rec to the equation. Then you add 20 Strong Awaken Realms to the equation. Then you add Jump Masters to the equation. I am trying to keep track of 9 campaigns right now and get those updates out and so on and so forth. And it's just too much. Ooh. It's too much. And so again, many more language editions of many more of our games coming into perpetuity, but we're not doing it on campaigns anymore, and that's why. And now you understand. So hopefully you understand. Cool.
Make sure to follow the Rec campaign if you haven't.
Yes. Please go and follow the Rec campaign if you have not yet followed it. It's again launching on July 14th, and I think that's all I really have for y'all today. Mm-hmm. Anything you can think of that I'm missing, Santoro?
Any sales coming up? I mean, normal keep tuned to this channel.
Yeah,
if you
we're
wanna see
looking at
more of this
offering
stuff.
a like sort of post UKGE. It's not going to be a 4th of July sale, but it's probably going to launch shortly before the holidays or shortly after 4th of July. To sort of match our UKGE deals. We actually did run a sale during our time at UKGE to match the promotions that we were running at UKGE. However, we are currently down a staff member in the like email creation and graphic design department within our marketing team. And so we didn't really do a great job of getting the word out about that sale. And by I didn't do a great job of getting the word out about that sale, I would say we didn't get the word out about that sale aside from just a like banner on the front page of our website. So there will be something in the very near future coming that it will be a sale on our website. But aside from that, full steam ahead on Rec. A vast set sail. Every pirate joke you can think of. Clearly, I've thought of most of them.
R with a
R.
W in there.
Except actually W. R.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yep.
Now we're really getting hilarious. Yeah, again, as I stated, we've got a couple of games unannounced right now that we're working with external designers on, and our internal team is full stop entirely working on the sequel to Too Many Bones. There will be much more to come about that title very, very soon after we get done wrecking stuff.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna wreck it.
We're going to wreck it. We're going to wreck it. And before I wreck this stream any more than I've already wrecked it, I'm going to sign off. If you like this kind of thing, please like and subscribe. But otherwise, we'll be back again. Probably not next week because next week is 4th of July. And so we've got a lot of folks on vacation. But in the very near future, you can expect to see some wreck gameplay. We're finally going to show you how all these boats and ships and new factions and new archipelagos and new Neon Night excitement works together on the table. Look forward to that, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.